Hello YouTube. Here I am today. I'm going to be talking about a couple of pistol caliber carbines that I have based on the AR-15 platform. Just to kind of talk a little bit about benefits, drawbacks, kind of comparing the two. The first one that I have is a Bushmaster Carbine 15, and it's chambered in 9mm. The second one that I have is actually pretty darn cool. This is actually just a regular AR-15 lower, and I used a Stern Defense 40 caliber conversion. So you'll actually see that this right here is the mag adapter for the Bushmaster. I have it disassembled, and that's because the Bushmaster actually broke. So as you can see, it's disassembled here. I am in California, and I haven't had the ability to convert it over to the fin grip. Probably actually won't even do that anyway because it's broken. But basically, I just disassembled the weapon to make sure that it's not operable and it doesn't meet the definition of an assault weapon. So, how did it break? First of all, this is a polymer lower, the Bushmaster right here. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a raised surface, and you can see that detent. So I was never really a big fan of this thing from the get-go. I was trying to disassemble it to clean it, and it's just got like a cheapy lower parts kit. I tried to pop it out from the other side. It wouldn't go. I gave it a slight tap, and when I looked, the side had cracked here, and the spring started coming out the side. So what I'll probably end up doing is switching it out and just getting like a fixed pin or something like that. Some sort of a takedown pin that uses a ball, like an internal ball detent or something to kind of overcome that. But pretty lame that it broke. That was not the first failure I had with this weapon. I actually had here's the upper receiver for it. So this upper is just a regular upper. It was originally out of poly. You see there's no dust cover. What happened with this is, and this is kind of sad because it's a purpose-built weapon, the spring didn't push the bolt assembly forward enough. It didn't seat the bullet fully in the chamber, but it still allowed it to fire. The 9mm, it actually exploded in the chamber, and it split the upper receiver in half, which was kind of crazy because it literally happened right next to my face as I was shooting it. One thing that's in common between these two, I am actually a left-handed shooter, and pistol gunpowder actually tends to kind of like run a little dirtier, and it runs like it doesn't burn as fully, I guess is the right way to say it, when you fire it. Because with both the 9mm and the 40 cal, and this is just running various ammo, since my face is right here, I always get flecks of burning gunpowder hitting me in the cheek when I'm firing. So for you left-handed guys out there, it's something you just kind of have to deal with. If you can't deal with it, then you probably shouldn't get one. So moving back to the Bushmaster here, well, actually for both of them, I did actually experience a little bit more recoil, felt recoil, than you would with an AR-15. I know it's a little bit counterintuitive, but keep in mind that both of these are blowback versus gas impingement systems. So you literally have that bolt cycling back and bottoming out based on how much juice is in the round when you pop off the shot. So that's something that could probably be controlled with heavier buffer spring, something like that needs to be tuned. You'd expect being manufactured and coming out of the door that they would probably tune it a little bit better, but that didn't happen. So one thing with the Bushmaster, as you can see, this pocket right here for the Magwell, it actually has a little lip. When I first broke the lower, I was a little butthurt and thought that it was pretty much just a lost cause. I looked in there, and this is actually a mag adapter that slides in from the top that you can actually so you slide this in from the top, fits in there, and it has a little roll pin that holds it in place. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. And that roll pin corresponds to a hole that's in the front of the lower. So if you chose to, you could actually fit this in a different lower. Again, coming in from the top. So this is just a, this is an EP Armory poly 80% lower. It'll just slap down in there. I could drill the hole, drive the roll pin in, and Viola, I got another functional lower. It works, what I found, with the poly. However, I have this forged aluminum lower right here. Right out of the box, will not fit. So if I wanted a little more reliability, I could massage it. You know, I could probably get the Dremel out and, you know, become a gunsmith. But it looks like it just needs to, I just need to elongate the thing a little bit, which is fine. I mean, you don't want something that's so loose in there that the magazine's rocking around. That would be pretty annoying. So I'm okay with the tight tolerances. If I so desired, I could just switch this out and put it in a different lower. The Bushmaster, I don't know if this is true for all of them. It takes Colt magazines. It takes these Colt plastic mags. I'm sure they're available in metal. This was just what was given to me at the time I purchased it. And, you know, I looked around, I couldn't find any more. I was probably asking for the wrong thing. And, you know, I don't like this lip. You can actually see this lip is expanding out. So although this is a 30 round magazine, you can't fit 30 rounds in it. I tried to, I broke one of the other mags. You shouldn't store them like this. So, you know, take that for what it is. The only cool thing, the only benefit, and the only advantage of this one over the stern defense that I would find is that this retains the factory magazine release. So this button right here releases the mag, and that's how it works. So moving that aside for now, we're going to talk about the stern defense 40 cal. Now I will be up front and I'll say that the Bushmaster, I bought it off one of my buddies, and I paid $500 for it. The stern defense, bought it from Stern Defense, and you know, it's actually $500. So you know, you're looking at least double the price of this 40 cal over the 9mm. I'm not sure originally what they were, if I got a decent deal, but I can tell you it is well worth it. At this point, I can have a dedicated 40 cal upper, and very quickly and easily switch this back over to a 5.56. You know, however I wanted to do the loadout. So that's one thing I really enjoy with the Stern Defense is just having that interchangeability. So at first glance, here's the Magwell adapter. It is dirty. I went out shooting a couple days ago, and man, did I shoot this thing. It was a lot of fun, pretty decent kick, and it just spits the bullets out like nothing. It looks cool. I took it out shooting, and I don't even have a barrel. You know, I'm probably gonna end up just putting a thread protector on it. I think it looks cool. I think it sounds cool. It shoots freaking awesome, and I have nothing bad to say about this. I'm gonna do a little bit of a, you know, probably a one-off video for the Stern Defense, just to show how it went together. But what you're looking at here, that's the inside of the barrel. Barrel was excellent quality, very clean, very nice machine finish. The bolt, I cannot even capture on video just how amazing this thing looks. There is no discernible machining lines on this. It's clean. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Again, I can't even capture. This thing looks like stainless steel, but it's actually nickel boron. That is just how great of a job these guys did. I look at this. It's slick. It's smooth. The detail on it is just incredible. This is like what you would expect from some sort of like custom gunsmith or something. Amazing. And so this upgrade, I want to say, wasn't very much. I think it was like $20 or something to get the upgraded bolt. Well worth the price. If you've never had one, I highly recommend it. This thing, again, I just can't speak highly enough about it. I do actually have a nickel boron coated bolt in my AR-10. I thought that was nice, and then I came across this, and it can't even hold a candle to it. So, exceptional job on stern defense. The Magwell adapter, really cool, very smart engineering. It basically renders the factory mag release inoperable. So it'll click in here, but there's so much tension on it that you can't actually push the button, which is a good thing. What it does is it relocates the mag release to the trigger well, the bottom of the magazine well. Pardon me. So there we go. And when you shoot, you just push that forward and it drops. So it takes Glock magazines, and it will not take the one, I think it's a 22. The Glock 22 is the small one, but it'll basically take any mag. This one right here is a 15. That's all they had at the store when I went. You can get, I don't even know what Glock makes, but I imagine it can be pretty ridiculous. And there you have it. So to install this right here, if you notice, it's kind of wobbly. And these guys came up with a really awesome way of defeating that. So there's 3 set screws in here. So this screw, you push on that, pardon me, you tighten it. What it does is it pushes this wedge. There's a little wedge right here that gets pushed out into the magwell. And that makes it so that it locks it in place. Then you tighten up these 2 screws, and it provides upward tension. And I'll tell you, it made it, it was rock solid. It didn't have any weird wiggle or anything like that. Absolute confidence shooting it. I just put mag after mag after mag through it, and man, literally it was a blast. So, no pun intended. The only thing that I do worry about on this is the bolt catch. So this little lever right here, the follower will hit it up. It moves this little notch up, which in turn moves the bolt catch up. So you retain the functionality of last shot, bolt lock to the rear. Again, super cool, very ingenious, and you know, it's just stuff that you just, I don't even know. It took me about a half an hour, 45 minutes of searching before I located this on the internet. I wish I had known about these earlier. I wish that they were easier to find, because honestly, I think it is just top-notch product and something that anybody who's an AR-15 enthusiast can enjoy. As far as the conversion, this right here is an Arrow. I think it's Arrow handguard, Arrow Precision. So all I had to do, just undo these screws, pop that off, take a wrench, take off the barrel nut. Let me back up a little bit. No, actually no, because it doesn't interfere with it. Undid the Allen bolts for the gas tube and the gas block, and took off the barrel. I had a muzzle brake on the other one, so muzzle brake. Then the gas tube and the gas block comes off, the nut comes off, barrel in, barrel tight, this back on, the entire conversion, maybe 5 minutes. If I had spent a little bit more money, again, I would have just bought another handguard and another upper and be done with it. So I have the functionality of both, but that's not really where I'm at right now. So it is what it is, but that's pretty much what I got. The only thing, like I said, the only drawback with this system is that you lose the functionality of the mag release. So if you're concerned about like muscle memory, transition drills and things like that, this could be a negative for you. Hey, it's something that you have to take into account. The other thing with that is this is going to turn it into a very close range weapon. So we had just for fun, when I went out shooting this weekend, we were shooting at, I want to say it was about 25, 30 yards, was where the target was. And it was for the most part dead on. But then when you get further out, I was shooting at a plate. I was about 300 yards off with my AR-10. Not a problem. Sounds cool. We tried shooting it with this, and you literally had to shoot like 6 or 7 feet up in the air above the target for it to even come close. So obviously, it's not great for that kind of distance. But then again, with a pistol caliber, that's not really what you're looking at. So I hope this was a pretty decent comparison, a pretty decent review. And if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments section, and I'll try to give some answers. Other than that, thank you for watching, and have a good one.